In the Philippines, the distinction between murder and homicide follows a similar framework to the general definitions discussed earlier, but with some specific legal considerations. Let's explore the difference between murder and homicide in the context of Philippine law. Definition of homicide in the Philippines, 2 minutes. In the Philippines, homicide is defined under Article 249 of the Revised Penal Code. It refers to the act of unlawfully killing another person without any qualifying circumstances that would elevate it to murder. Homicide does not require the presence of specific intent or malice aforethought. It covers both intentional and unintentional killings that do not meet the criteria for murder. Definition of murder in the Philippines, 2 minutes. Murder in the Philippines is governed by Article 248 of the Revised Penal Code. It involves the act of unlawfully killing another person with specific qualifying circumstances that indicate the presence of treachery, evident premeditation, cruelty, or taking advantage of superior strength. Unlike homicide, murder requires the presence of intent and malice aforethought. Distinction between murder and homicide in the Philippines, 3 minutes. The key distinction between murder and homicide in the Philippines lies in the presence of qualifying circumstances that elevate a killing from homicide to murder. These qualifying circumstances indicate a higher degree of criminal intent or a more heinous nature of the act. Examples of qualifying circumstances include treachery. This refers to the deliberate and unexpected attack on the victim, ensuring that the victim has no opportunity to defend themselves. Evident premeditation. This involves planning the act of killing in advance, showing clear intent to cause the victim's death. Cruelty. Cruelty refers to the presence of circumstances that increase the suffering of the victim, demonstrating a heightened degree of wickedness. Taking advantage of superior strength. This pertains to situations where the offender uses their physical strength or dominance to overpower the victim, leading to the victim's death. Legal consequences in the Philippines, 1.5 minutes. Under Philippine law, murder is considered a more serious offense compared to homicide due to the presence of qualifying circumstances. The penalties for murder are generally more severe and can include life imprisonment or even the death penalty, depending on the circumstances. Homicide, while still a serious offense, carries lesser penalties, such as reclusion temporal or reclusion perpetua, imprisonment for a certain number of years to life imprisonment. It's important to note that legal penalties and definitions may be subject to change over time, and it's always advisable to consult the latest legislation and legal professionals for accurate and up-to-date information. Conclusion, 0.5 minutes. In the Philippines, the distinction between murder and homicide lies in the presence of qualifying circumstances. Homicide refers to the act of unlawfully killing another person without qualifying circumstances, while murder involves intentional killing with specific qualifying circumstances indicating a higher degree of criminal intent or a more heinous nature of the act. Understanding these distinctions is crucial in legal proceedings to ensure appropriate charges and penalties are applied.